What's up, guys? I was just talking with a friend about this word that Jesus uses a lot in Scripture. You've probably heard him say it. You probably have read it a million times. And it's something I think we've lost sight of in the church. And it's this word follow. We hear him say it a lot. We think about it a lot. He asks it of us. Nowhere in Scripture do we hear Jesus say, accept me. But we do hear him say, hey, follow me. And the difference between that is accepting gets us over the line of salvation, and that's what Christ wants. But follow denotes that you are surrendering your entire life to him, to follow his principles, to be more like him, to share him with others. That is what it means to follow. It means to sacrifice self in order to be more like him and to follow him with all of our being. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 8, it says the teacher of the law comes to Jesus and says, I'm ready to follow you. And Jesus' response is, well, foxes have their dens and birds have their nests, but the Son of Man has no home. Essentially what he's saying is, if you're going to follow me, it might cost you a lot of comfort. It might cost you a lot of safety in your own comfort home. And then the next guy says a disciple comes to him, one of his disciples, one of his folks that's been following him comes up and goes, wait, I want to follow you even more. I'm ready. I just have to go bury my father who's passed. And Jesus' response is, let the dead bury the dead. Now, what's interesting thing about that is that he's saying, if you're going to follow me, that means you might have to sacrifice some really hard things. It might mean you have to give up some relational ties. It may mean you have to give up some personal things. It may mean you have to sacrifice things you've worked hard for. It may mean that you even have to break off some ties with people that you didn't want to break off. See, Jesus says when he says follow me, he doesn't put any limits on what it might take to do that. In fact, he says it's going to come with a lot of sacrifice. Following him means that we take the narrow road, but it's a narrow road towards righteousness. It's a narrow road towards the kingdom. So when Jesus asks you or tells you, follow me, he's asking for every bit of you. He's not asking for a little bit. He's not asking for half. He's asking for all of you. In the Gospels, we see Jesus walk up to two men who are doing their job, just fishing in their father's business. And he says, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. And it doesn't say, well, they thought about it for a minute or they went home and prayed on it. They just dropped their nets and started following him. They sacrificed their job. They sacrificed family relationships because there was something about following Jesus they knew came with power. I want to say to you guys, the first few years I accepted Christ or thought I was following Christ or became a Christian, I didn't know what it really meant. And at some point I had some good people in my life who said, how devoted to Christ are you? And they challenged me. What does it mean to follow Jesus? So I want to challenge you. Are you ready to sacrifice everything like he did? Are you ready to serve others like he did? Are you ready to give up things that he asks you to give up in order to fully follow him? Because remember, Jesus doesn't just want you to get over the line of salvation. He wants you to experience a life to the full, a John 10:10 life to the full. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't fully follow, you're missing out on that fullness. So I challenge you, are you ready? Are you ready to sacrifice what you might have to sacrifice? Give up things that the world would tell you you're ludicrous for giving up? Because the King of Kings tells you it's worth it. Think about that. Have a great day. And if you need me for anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Love y'all.